Benjamin Šeško to Manchester United. Here we go. Says the Brits Romano agreement club to club reached with RB Leipzig of 76.5 million euros plus 8.5 million add-ons, which is 66 million up front, which is 6 million less than Newcastle's bid that got accepted, where they were offering 72 million up front. Sesko has agreed terms with Manchester United until 2030. Sesko made clear on Tuesday that he wanted Manchester United, and deal is now a reality. Romano also said yesterday that we actually offered Sesko less than Newcastle when it came to payment terms, which is quite hard to believe, but it shows he clearly wanted Manchester United. David Ornstein then came out and confirmed this 2 minutes after Fabrizio Romano, saying exclusive Manchester United strike agreement in principle with RB Leipzig to sign Sesko. The deal for the 22-year-old Leipzig striker is 76.5 million euros, saying the same. He's now been given permission to fly and do his medical before completing his move to Manchester United. And Romano said that Sesko will fly to Manchester tonight with his agent, and he could be announced as soon as tomorrow. I think he'll be announced at the game on Saturday. Do we play Fiorentina on Saturday, or is it Sunday? I think it's Saturday. I think we're going to announce Sesko on Saturday. He's going to do his medical tomorrow. We're going to announce him in the stadium on Saturday, like we did with Højlund 2 years ago in that last pre-season friendly. And Manchester United wants Sesko to complete medical tests on Friday so we can, let's be honest, announce him on Saturday. So listen, people, Benjamin Sesko is a Manchester United player after Cunha, after Mbeumo. And my biggest concerns with Sesko was the price tag and would this stop us getting a midfielder? But it looks like Manchester United are going for a midfielder regardless of Sesko. I don't know if it will be Baleba, but I think the fact we've inquired shows there's a bit of ambition about getting a good midfielder in, which makes me a lot happier about the Benjamin Sesko signing, because look, it's a good player. The reason he costs so much is because of potential. He's not quite there yet, but he's definitely further ahead than Højlund, and he could be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And while I like the player, I don't love the price. Newcastle bid more than us to get the player. Arsenal were quoted 90 million and walked away. Meanwhile, Manchester United secured the player, their terms for 66 million up front. It makes the price look better. Andrea Berta couldn't get him for this cheap up front. Newcastle bidded a lot more. I feel a lot better about the deal because of that. And also just taking into account the pure fact that there was Newcastle fans that said 3 days ago when Newcastle put their bid in, haha, we're getting him. We wouldn't bid if we weren't getting him. Just take it. Man United finish. You finished 15th. Of course he's going to reject you for Newcastle. When Newcastle put that bid in, a couple of fans got oh, we've done the deal. Screw Man United. Ha ha ha. Man United finished. Ha ha ha. You put a bid in for Ekatike, you put in a bid in for João Pedro. You should have learnt your lesson. Look, I would understand if you chose Newcastle. I think it's a really good club for development, a really good manager. It's a more stable environment. There's less pressure there. But, on Monday, Tuesday, when Newcastle were making bids before Man United made their bid, I think it was Monday, some Newcastle fans were like, oh, the deal's done, he's joining Newcastle. And then Romano said he still preferred United. They accused Romano of lying. It's crazy. I literally had someone come up to me 3 days ago and be like, yeah, Man United finished. This is the first of many players rejecting them. Sesko's the first. Come on. We're Manchester United. I honestly feel like Newcastle went to Sesko with a good list of 10 reasons to why he should join them. And then we went to Sesko and went, yeah, but we're Manchester United, because we owe Sir Alex Ferguson a lot for our pool. Because our pool after finishing 15th, man, Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko, maybe even Baleba. So now I'm going to talk about Benjamin Sesko, get into some statistics, how Amorim will use him, how he will fit in, how it will make sense, and why rivals are scared of this deal. Sesko, 22, very good physical tools. Pace, strength, aerial ability. If we were noting the fact that Mbeumo was the best crosser statistically in the league last season, I think he completed the most crosses, and Sesko's arguably maybe the best striker in the air right now. They go hand in hand. He fits the mould. And Dorgu's a good crosser. He's a proper modern forward. He's fast. He's tall. He's a threat in transition. One thing I've noticed in pre-season is how fast Manchester United are trying to play forward when they get the ball. Elements of what Klopp did at Liverpool, not comparing us to Klopp at Liverpool, but how fast. And Sesko suits that. Fast-paced football, quick passes. Now, Sesko isn't the best passer in the world and the best link-up player in the world, but he's definitely an improvement on Højlund. When it comes to technical ability and first-time passes, he's definitely better at Højlund than that. The big green flag with Sesko for me is more the fact that when Onana kicks it long, Sesko is better than Xerxes and Højlund at controlling the ball, taking it down, winning it in the air, which will be good. He's aggressive, he can run in transition, he will make runs, he'll go out wide, he'll make those runs which we want. We know Ruben Amorim wants from a striker. We know that he's fast, we know he can stretch defenses, we know that he can press hard, dominate in the air. He ticks those boxes, and he's going to play a very attacking role under Amorim, whereas at Leipzig he was tasked to coming a bit deeper, and he showed while he isn't the best striker in the world at coming deep and linking play, he can come deep, link play, and he has a lot more of that in his locker than Rasmus Højlund. In terms of Sesko's stats, this was via Statman Dave. He was the only striker in Europe's top 5 leagues to score double digits, while also winning the majority of his aerial duels, while also completing the majority of his take-ons, which can show he's a very good carrier. He's very good at carrying the ball forward. He's very good in the air, and he's a good goal scorer. He scored 27 goals in 2 top 5 league campaigns, more than Kane, Isak, Osimhen, Aguero, or Zlatan at the same age. Of course, Bundesliga stats can be inflated, but I think with Højlund, when we signed him 2 years ago, he was far less developed than the Sesko we're signing now. While Sesko still isn't complete, he's definitely further along than Højlund. And his Bundesliga take-on success was 51.2%, which is in the top 8% of strikers. So when he gets the ball, what Ruben Amorim wants is players that can carry the ball, dribble with the ball at speed. And we know Benjamin Šeško can do that. Now, for me, he's not just a poacher. He's someone that can drift wide, attack channels, and he can link play. His passing could be better. His one-on-one finishing could be better. But shooting from outside the box, dribbling, quick passes is very good, which is what Amorim will want. Running the channels, pure pace, athletic ability in the air is what Amorim will like. He's comfortable dropping deep, laying off the passes. But one thing about Sesko is he's good with both feet. Højlund, sometimes he tangles to get it on a strong foot, but with Sesko, he's happy to shoot with both feet. He's a very versatile finisher. I think sometimes 1v1 when he's through, he does miss. But when we're talking about finishing, ball striking power, he's very good. He's good in transitions. And look, he's raw in tight spaces, and he's not going to get as much space in the Premier League as he would in the Bundesliga. But I also think with Sesko, he's coming into a United side with Cunha and Mbeumo and Bruno and Dorgo and people that will create for him, and Ahmad as well. And Sesko outscored Højlund in the last 2 league seasons. In the last 2 league seasons, Sesko has 27 goals to Højlund's 14. Sesko has 0.58 non-penalty goals per 90 compared to Højlund's 0.35 in the league. We know that Sesko's first touch is better than Højlund's, his link-up's better than Højlund, his box movement is better than Højlund, and he's more ready-made than Højlund. But look, he's still got areas where he needs to improve. He's still got areas where he needs to get better, but he is an improvement on Højlund in many areas. So how do I think Sesko will do under Ruben Amorim? So Amorim relies on quick wing-backs. We're going to see Ahmad and Dorgo as the main 2 wing-backs, but I think we'll see Delo in games like Arsenal, Liverpool for defensive security and vertical passing, playing the ball fast, quick, forward. Now, Sesko can latch onto early through balls, he can make diagonal runs, he can draw out defenders with his runs, he can draw out defenders with his movement. But one thing he's good at is little flick-ons, and I think those little getting the ball, being the target man, winning it from a goal kick and flicking it onto the runs of Cunha and Mbeumo is going to work really well. We can hold up the play and he can help us sustain pressure in the attacking third because he's better at holding onto the ball than Højlund when the other players can make those runs, and he could play it to Dorgu, Ahmad, Cunha and Mbeumo, he could play those balls there. And yeah, I don't know, Manchester United was so incredibly boring to watch last season because we just weren't scoring goals. Whereas this season, while we might be a little bit defensively unstable, I think the idea of seeing Sesko, Cunha and Mbeumo, Bruno, Ahmad and Dorgu in the same team with maybe Belabor in there and Meno can come in there is really exciting. Not even to mention that Mason Mount is good bench depth, Xerxes good bench depth as well. I feel like that becomes quite exciting, and he can hold the play, he can help United attack fast, he can help transitions. I feel like that aspect is exciting. And also, I believe, according to Twitter, that Bruno created 91 chances and Mbeumo 17, Cunha 57 last season, which means there's going to be good supply to Sesko. We also know that wide crossers like Dorgan and Mbeumo, pulling balls in and Sesko utilising his heading could be dangerous. Sesko actually averaged 0.22 goals per shot, which is a higher conversion rate than Haaland, Kane, Mbappe and Salah. He also scored 8 headers from 28 attempts in the Bundesliga, which is a 29% conversion rate, which again is better than the likes of Isak, Kane and Haaland. He's also the second fastest Bundesliga striker last season, which we can see is pace. So I think that's all good stats for him to have. But if I'm looking at Sesko, why is this front three scary? Why is Sesko and Mbeumo Cunha a scary front three? Why are rivals going to be scared of this? Well, Sesko provides pace, power, goals, central threat, but can also run the channels. His movement's going to draw out defenders. When you've got three dangerous attackers, it's not like they can just mark Ahmad out the game. In the Europa League final, all they did was just double mark Ahmad because they knew he was the only player with danger at Manchester United. Whereas now they have to look at Cunha and Mbeumo, Sesko, three players that can provide danger. And Mbeumo's creativity, work rate, dangerous deliveries from wide. Cunha's got the technical skill, the movements, the link-ups, the quick 1-2s that could work with Sesko. And together you've got transition danger, aerial strength, technical quality, and also tactical flexibility. We've seen at times that Amorim might do a front two with Bruno as a 10 and it be a midfield three where you might see Sesko and Mbeumo as split strikers or Sesko and Cunha as split strikers like we saw in the Everton game with Cunha and Mbeumo as almost those split kind of strikers. We might see that. We might see a front three. I think it's quite scary. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.